All right, Greg, thank you. Northwestern State with 25 wins, 7 defeats. The Iowa Hawkeyes also with 25 victories and 8 defeats. This is the first of 2 games this afternoon. West Virginia and Southern Illinois, the 6th seed and the 11th seed in the Atlanta region, will play game 2. The Palace at Auburn Hills. And this game brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television and mobile media. Check the starting lineups for both ball clubs. Northwestern State on the left, Byron Allen, Clifton Lee, Jermaine Wallace, Luke Rogers, and Tyrone Mitchell. You see 4 seniors, 1 junior. On the right, for the Big Ten champion, Iowa Hawkeyes, Hanson, Bruner, Haluska, Mike Henderson, Jeff Horner. Familiar names all because of their run through the Big Ten tournament last week when they ousted Ohio State in the championship game. The officials, David Libby, Mike Littlewood, and Guy Pagano. And we are set to go. David Libby will toss the ball at center court. Byron Allen, Greg Bruner will jump for it. And it's controlled by Northwestern State.
And Vern Lundquist, the Iowa Hawkeyes, go!
And the first whistle, traveling.
A lot of full court pressure now, you'll see. Play 10, 11 people, Northwestern State. Pretty big on the ball. Occasionally will trap the first pass.
Bruner, and a little trouble getting it across midcourt. Now Henderson kicks it left. There's the first 3 of the day, and it is canned by Adam Haluska.
Boy, that is a big basket for him. When he shoots the ball and plays well, it's a formidable group.
Haluska hitting 34% from beyond the arc so far this year. Now Tyrone Mitchell. They look inside for the big guy, Byron Allen. The leader in scoring is Clifton Lee. There's the baseline drive. Here's Lee with the jumper, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
He lingers around the foul line. They do that high-low. They yo-yo the big fella. Lee will go inside, and Allen will bounce to the foul line.
Northwestern continues with the press. Here's Horner in the lane. Little floater, and he's got his first basket of the game.
You know, it'll rev Iowa up that press, and they'll get some good open looks. They're taking advantage of it. The attack mode.
Back in the hands of Luke Rogers, the only lefty on the floor for Northwestern. Here's the jumper, Jermaine Wallace, and it's off the front iron. Drive, the dish, and a block by Hanson. He does change things defensively.
He is so tough, Vern, around the rim. A ton of changes, 87 blocks for the year. Look at this reaction by the big fella. Ooh, great presence.
Eric Hanson, the senior from Bedford, Texas, midway between Dallas and Fort Worth.
And you know it well, I'm sure.
Do indeed.
He has worked hard on his game.
Here's Luke Rogers, guarded by Horner. Lee pops out. Rogers blocked by Hanson again. Second block already. Pump fake, back outside. Open look, in and out. Rebound, Horner for Iowa.
And Iowa's forcing them to use some clock on the offensive end. Northwestern State would like that up-tempo. How deep is this one? Wow, Horner over the timeline. He is amazing with his range. Steve says once in a while, it's a little deeper than I would like, Steve being offered.
Senior from Mason City, Iowa, cans a 3. There's Lee. 8-2 Iowa lead. 2 threes already in the ballgame.
Nice downstream. And this kid can do a lot of things. Pretty glass shot comes up empty.
Bruner with a rebound. He is the rebounding leader in career at Iowa. Pass underneath. Defensive job done by Lee, and here comes Northwestern. Traveled again.
Well, they like to drive, draw, and dish, but at the other end, the little freeze dribble, little discard, get the puppy set, and nail the shot. Terrific upper body strength, not only to get rid of the defender, but to make that delivery.
Allen is the only one back defensively now, and Henderson brings it across for the Hawkeyes of Iowa. Big Ten champions. Made a fine run through the Big Ten tournament on CBS last week, defeating Ohio State in the championship game, and the foul is called on Tyrone Mitchell, number 3.
And Iowa runs a lot of screens. They'll screen the ball, they'll back screen, they'll try and get Bruner to the box. They become very physical as the game goes on. They really punish you.
Got a brief glimpse of Steve Alford in his 7th season as the head coach at Iowa. Mike McConaughey is the head coach at Northwestern. Skip pass in the corner, touch underneath. Got it, 2 more.
How about Haluska with the great look? The open jumper earlier, and then getting the big fella.
Iowa out to an 8-point lead.
Henson's hands were ready and available.
Tyrone Mitchell, number 3. There's the trap.
They do a great job on the ball screen.
Allen in and out. Rebound Henderson for the Hawkeyes. Kicks it right side. Haluska, Allen with a rebound.
This pace, Northwestern State likes to push the tempo and leaves one of those guys in the early offense can get free for open jumpers.
There's the switch. Bruner out on Mitchell.
Do a nice job blitzing and recovering.
Allen didn't want that open shot. Henderson with a rebound. Northwestern State 1 of 8 from the field.
Oh, good ball reversal.
Haluska.
How unselfish. Bruner with a great look.
Timeout, Northwestern State, as the Hawkeyes have exploded to a 13-2 lead.
Vern, Iowa's done a great job. Bruner gets down the floor quickly. The acknowledgement by Henderson, and watch the big dive here, and then the widening out. And Haluska gets the open look. Hanson's at the rim just in case he can screen or pin his guy, but unerring deep, but the attack mode by Iowa early.
Hawkeyes 3 of 4 from 3-point range. Mike McConaughey has put 5 fresh bodies on the floor. This is Keenan Jones, number 21. Dyer, the tall man, number 40. There's the trap. And they get the ball off the glass and good as Colby Bargeman gets only the 2nd basket for Northwestern State.
He's there for defensive rebound. A little kiss shot early.
Now
direct deposit, huh?
Horner, number 2. Picked up out front by Bargeman. Outside for Bruner, not there. But it was touched last by Northwestern State. Time call, 13-4. Now for our Southwest Airlines sideline report. Mike McConaughey in his 7th year as the head coach at Northwestern, remarkably relaxed. 10 minutes before this game tipped off, he was doing a live radio show.
He is cool under fire. It's got to burn underneath, though.
Here's Bruner outside.
Oh,
shot clock violation.
Yep, not alert. Pretty good defense as well.
13-4 in the early going, and this is the new 5 on the floor. Keenan Jones, number 21, guarded by Henderson. Doug Thomas is on the floor for Iowa. That 3 no good, and Bruner gets another rebound. He had a game against Minnesota in the Big Ten tournament in which he did not get a single rebound. Only the 2nd time in 124 games.
It's incredible. He's such a great competitor. Nice cut, and he makes the pass. He really does find people as well. You think of him as that post-up guy, really can bang people. Gets a little over 2 assists a game as well.
Touch last by Northwestern, and the ball will be inbounded by Haluska to Horner.
This team plays excellent defense. Look at the help. I thought he may have caused the walk there. Good reaction defensively. And Dyer on the top side.
Alphonse Dyer, number 40, and Jermaine Spencer, number 1. The foul is on Spencer. 13-4 as Iowa got off to a hot start from beyond the arc. And in the lane, Horner for 2.
Is he clever? Bruner with a great screen, and then the dexterity, the ability to put that ball down and make a maneuver.
Horner with 7. He averages 14 per game halfway there. Underneath, beautiful pass. And then the point-blank miss by Jermaine Spencer.
Look at the run out, too. And Thomas is electrifying in the open floor. Horner, he can shoot the jumper, but he can find people as well.
Doug Thomas with the slam, and it's a 13-point margin.
A little tight, I think, for right now.
I think they are, too.
Because they've had some good looks, haven't been able to knock it down.
There's another Iowa rebound. Haluska picks it up, puts it in the hands of Horner. Iowa 7 of 8, Bill, from the field.
Straight up, man. They've been running their stuff. They've run a lot of motion. We mentioned the type of screening. Look at Bruner when he sets up the roadblock.
Henderson fouled. Take a look at the lob.
Well, they've been doing a great job getting down the floor. You can see the ability to cover and then find. I mean, that's just terrific. There's Iowa years ago under Tom Davis used to fake that jump shot, if you recall, and get a guy around the rim.
Foul called on Spencer, his second. Henderson goes to the line. The junior from Waterloo, Iowa. Many of these players for the Hawkeyes, natives of the state of Iowa, and that's also true for Northwestern State. 11 of their first 13 are out of Louisiana.
That makes recruiting easy. And of course, Henderson, a guy, lets Horner play off the ball. He's got terrific handle going to the rim, nice crossover, can stick the open jump shot, and he gets a little bit of a blow now.
Tony Freeman is on the floor, number 11. One of those who is not a native Iowan. He's from Maywood, Illinois, 6'185" freshman.
He's one of those guys, gorgeous guy, can run the offense at the other end and can stick that jumper once in a while.
Ball touched by Horner. It will be Northwestern's to inbound. And substitution now. Marcellus Ross, number 42, is on the floor for Mike McConaughey's Demons of Northwestern.
They play 10 players over 10 minutes a game. That's extraordinary. And Marcellus plays 6, so they all tied the shoelaces. Why not? You got to be available.
Keenan Jones guarded by Freeman. 12:50 to go, first half, first round game. A 3-seed Iowa against a 14 seed, and here's the jumper off the mark. Put back is good underneath.
They needed a little bit of a break. Jones gets to follow, ran some nice stuff. Forgus handled it up top, made a good decision.
Now it's Haluska, Bruner, Horner still on the floor. Thomas and Freeman, the 2 subs for the Hawkeyes. Pump fake, they both went for it. And the dish underneath, Bruner handles it and is blocked from behind.
It's a pretty good reaction defensively. They screen well, move well, Iowa. Steve having played for Bob Knight, the architect of the motion offense in many respects.
Thomas with the block, Freeman on the run out. Offensive foul. Position taken by Keenan Jones.
Pretty good read by Jones, huh? This team is well coached here. The gated attempt, but right here you got to look ahead, don't have your head down. A terrific adjustment there.
Keenan Jones, a 6'2" junior from Opelousas, Louisiana. Southland Conference champs, 15-1 in conference play this year. Defeated Sam Houston State for the title last week. From Natchitoches, Louisiana, about 60 miles south of Shreveport. 11:47 to go first half. 18-6 Hawkeyes. 11:47 to go first half. Iowa hot shooting from the field, 7 of 9 so far. And the Northwestern Demons just the opposite under Mike McConaughey. A 3 of 15 start. He has put his starting 5 back on the floor. See if he can ignite a spark from that bunch.
Now you've been around quite a while. Have you ever seen anybody that relaxed?
No.
You know, before a game,
no.
It helps his team. Everybody preaches the family atmosphere, but Mike takes it to another level. I mean, he cooks for them at home, get pancakes. I can get my wife in the kitchen, and he's cooking for the team. He's just an amazing guy, and I think they'll be more relaxed now, the starters, Vern.
Looked a little nervous in the first 5 minutes while they were on the floor. Let's see, he's got his starting 5 back now. Tyrone Mitchell is a point guard. That's Luke Rogers. Jermaine Mitchell off the glass, didn't get the roll. Haluska. And Jermaine Wallace is into the cheerleading squad.
And he gets back, though. They had 5-on-4. Terrific hustle to recover.
Fourth Iowa turnover in the early going. Now Tyrone Mitchell, 6'1", 185-pounder from New Iberia, Louisiana. And Byron Allen muscles his way, picks up the foul and route to the basket.
Boy, is that the appropriate use of muscling. I mean, he's got some frame. They call it on the deck.
Non-shooting foul. That is the third team foul on Iowa. Inbound to Clifton Lee. Guarded by Alex Thompson, who's off the bench now, number 5.
And big upside, too. He's going to really be a good player next year. He'll get a lot of minutes. Steve Alford says he wows them in practice, but he's got Bruner's minutes, and you're not going to get many of those.
Lee tries to dish. Good defensive job by the Hawkeyes. Horner has it. Nearing the midway part of the first half of play. 18-6, Iowa. Out of the Big Ten. In and out, tipped outside. Rogers will let it go. It will be Northwestern ball.
Yeah, I think Kansas was the one that knocked it awry. They run an interesting set, Vern. We'll take a look at it as the game progresses. They put a player on the high post, and they put everybody else on the baseline. And it is very tough to defend. Here comes Lee Hines. Now, they'll turn the corner with a pick and roll, or they'll screen down for the power forward in the center.
Well, interesting, Bill. Here's the drive from Rogers. It just still can't get it to fall. It's back outside. Talking with McConaughey yesterday about his offensive philosophy, he picked it up essentially from a high school program in Texas, Bruner High School. It's a Class A school down near the Port Arthur Beaumont area, and he's used it for 24 years.
It's unbelievable. And he says in others, Tyler Junior College used it. Mike Dean called it the European offense. He was then at Lamar, now at Wagner as head coach. And very tough to defend because it spreads you out. It takes away a lot of help situations.
McConaughey, who played collegiately at Louisiana Tech, where he was high-scoring guard. His father, John, was an outstanding player at Northwestern in Natchitoches.
And a pretty high draft pick is, once again, they're putting the ball on the deck. Once it comes up empty, he lost control of it.
Clifton Lee out of Boyce, Louisiana. From the corner, Rogers, yes.
That's his game. He gets down, gets settled, catch and shoot. He can also put it on the deck.
Rogers with the 3. That's the first 3 for Northwestern.
Chi-town, Rogers.
He's one of the non-Louisianians. Haleska, nice scrap for the loose ball.
And they get the timeout. So if you're going to get back in it, you get back in it on defense. Good, solid play. Come up with a quick timeout.
9:02 to go in the first half. And it's a 9-point Iowa lead. Take a look at the game summary thus far. 18-9. Still, Hawkeye shooting very well at 70%. Northwestern State just picked up its first 3-point field goal, and the Hawkeyes do have an edge. But a little spark now from Northwestern in the last couple of minutes.
I know you were a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout.
Well, not very long.
And you didn't play with fire.
No.
You got blown out of that too, huh? But I think Iowa right now is playing with fire. I mean, this team's starting to get some legs. Iowa's got 6 turnovers. They got to value the ball. This team gains confidence. They can be a heck of an offensive machine.
I was a Cub Scout for 1 week. But that's a whole different story. 8:45 to go.
You didn't salute properly.
Oh, man.
Nice little dribble drive. And Mitchell's been quiet early, Vern.
Steve Alford, 7th year as the head coach in Iowa. Subject to so much speculation about whether or not he would go back to his alma mater at Indiana. I think he was thankful that we did not discuss that.
No, he kept moving away as we'd ask a question. Figured that would be what we would be after. But this is the first year that I can remember he didn't have an off-the-floor incident, an academic casualty, and it showed with the growth and progress of this team.
Now, this team really matured as the season went on and culminated in the Big Ten championship over Ohio State.
A nice automatic switch. Yeah, Bruner can stand people up, and he causes the turnover with that great body strength.
Bruner and Allen having battle underneath. Here's Mike Henderson, picked up by Luke Rogers. 18-9, 8:16 to go. Jumper, Hansen, in and out. Bruner fights for it.
He was down, I think, Vern. His elevation's not quite what you'd like on that particular play. Not demeaning him, he can dunk with the best of them. But a hustler, always in the middle of the mix. Now, a lot of guys would have stayed at the top of the key. He comes in, gets a piece, and unfortunately, he can't linger between floors.
Had a great final against the Buckeyes. 16 points and 10 rebounds. Long jumper. Tyrone Mitchell for three.
And he gets it going. I mean, he's a confident player. The choreographer, now the full court pressure gets him a little juice. Now you got to stand still on the inbounds.
8 unanswered from the Demons. It's an 18-12 game. 6 Iowa turnovers have allowed Northwestern State to crawl right back in this. They trail by 6, 7:47 to go. And Iowa's Greg Bruner will inbound the ball.
Gaining in confidence right now, Northwestern State. And as noted, Iowa, with those turnovers, sort of inhibiting their opportunity to control the game.
Steve Alford has gone to his bench again. Carlton Reed, number 25, on the floor for the first time. Joined by Henderson. Now here's Horner. Reed comes near side. Henderson gets the ball in his hands. They kick it in the corner.
Pretty good extension defensively. Look at the pinch and recovery.
Once again in the corner. Horner is there off the top of the backboard.
I think they got a piece of it. Good challenge. What a great defensive trip.
Jermaine Wallace and an offensive foul. They got it, Byron Allen.
And the big fella trying to knock some heads, lock him up down the box area. He gets down early and loads up.
Carlton Reed out of the lineup. Haluska, Hansen, Horner, Henderson, and Bruner on the floor now. The starting 5 for the Hawkeyes. Iowa is scoreless over the last 6 minutes. Henderson penetrates off the glass, still not there.
Charge, Vern, charge.
Yes.
Wow. And they were trying to set a play, a screen by Bruner, and then they get him to the box. And that's one of those where you got to make a better decision. Fan dribble, and Steve is asking, what were you thinking of on that play?
Mitchell and Lee bring the ball across. .6:45 to go first half. And it's an 18-12 ball game. Iowa jumped off to a 13-2 lead. Here's Allen off the glass and good.
Boy, can he hold off, and you have to go full extension with that kiss. Hansen, one of the premier shot blockers, and they almost caused a turnover with this pressure.
10 unanswered now for Northwestern State.
Now the press all of a sudden, a little more hop in the step.
Allen guards the inbounds pass. They get it to Henderson. He is picked up by Luke Rogers. And a reach-in foul, Cheapy.
Not a good one.
Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Seth Davis will take you out for a live look at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament. And they'll get you caught up on the latest tournament news, plus a Singular Naismith update. That's all coming up on Singular at the half. 18-14, 6:16 to go.
And Vern Horner's got to be more mobile. So there he is. He becomes available and to challenge every shot.
Defensive rotation. Haluska drives. Offensive foul. Got him again.
Wow. Leaving your feet going airborne. Got to pull up, jump stop, and shoot the floater. And this is just great reaction. Lee may have moved on the end of that particular play, but you know they're going to set up. You got to be smarter. How about that?
8 Iowa turnovers. And Northwestern State from Natchitoches, Louisiana, they're getting ready to send 5 freshmen on the floor. Underneath, and a foul is called.
Well, they would put them in on the fly if they could. They are mobile, and this group came in with some confidence and a little more energy.
At the line will be Tyrone Mitchell. He's an 86% free throw shooter. Young man from New Iberia, Louisiana. One of the 4 seniors starting for this team. Natchitoches, Louisiana, as we said, about 60 miles from Southeast, and getting ready to head out for New York is a native of Natchitoches. Joe Dumars, president of basketball operations for the Pistons. He's getting set to head to New York City, where Detroit takes on the Knicks tonight.
And what a job he's done here, too, because he spoke to this team yesterday after practice and told them to play with some pride and dedication like any Louisiana citizen would do.
Joe grew up about 1 mile from the Northwestern campus. Did not play there. 5:51 to go, and it's an 18-16 game after a 12-zip run by the Demons. Long jumper, Horner.
Well, you know,
and a foul called on Bruner.
You know, Vern, he can make that shot. I understand that, but when you're struggling, not ringing the bell with any consistency, run some stuff. You can always get that one deep.
18-16. 8th team foul, and that's going to put Marcellus Ross at the line. 7 of 11 for the year, so he has not occupied this spot very often. Twelve unanswered now. They missed the free throw, but a chance to tie on this possession. Iowa jumped out to an 18-4 lead. Hot shooting, particularly from 3, but 12 unanswered by the Demons of Northwestern State have gotten them back into this one.
And great defense and rotating bodies. The steps here, not a real good play. Ross, who can put it on the deck. You know, between Jones and Mitchell, they've got 2 guys that can run the point effectively, and that enables, you know, guys coming off the bench to play well.
Kerwin Forges, a 6'4 guard, will guard the inbound pass. Number 22, maybe the only guard in college basketball who's nicknamed Fat Daddy.
I would agree with you. And I'm sure he could back it up, huh? If he had to.
Into the corner of the Hawkeyes. They have been in a drought, and they've also turned the ball over 8 times in the first half. 2 offensive fouls on the last 3 possessions. No points in 8 minutes for Iowa.
And a break here as Bruner, the giveaway. You know, it's interesting. You can't simulate the speed of an opponent in practice. And Iowa, in preparing for this game, I'm sure the second group cannot cover ground, help one another, challenge shots like Northwestern State can.
Foul is called on number 22. That would be Kerwin Fat Daddy Forges.
You notice the refs don't point at him to admonish on the foul.
Right.
Wise move.
There's Iowa with the inbound. Haluska gets it in the hands of Horner. It's on the ground, and a possession arrow.
They do not have one. That's we're going to be informed shortly.
Iowa, the possession arrow is inoperative at the scoring table. They've got the box there, but
it works for the score. That's not for the rest of us.
18-16, 4:47 to go. A 13-2 start, an 18-4 lead.
Nice screen by Thomas. They look cross-court beautifully.
Henderson, jumper, catch and release. Haluska short, and here come the Demons.
And no touch inside, jacking deep.
Mike McConaughey's team has fought back to within 2. 4:19 to go before the break. This is Forges, number 22. Kicks it back outside. Colby Bargeman misses. Henderson, Horner was there with the run out, couldn't see it.
And he gets down the floor too. Look how he made himself available. Ran to the rim and then spins to the outside.
Boy, they can't buy a shot all of a sudden.
They are struggling.
Hit 7 of their first 9. And here's Horner again, still nothing there. Rebound, Marcellus Ross.
Can't beat those last 2 shots, Vern.
Horner with great looks, missed them both, 3:44 to go. The champions of the Southland Conference, 15-1 for the year. Northwestern State Demons.
Look at that footwork by the big fella.
How about that?
Big Daddy, put the whooping in there, huh?
18 all, 3:27. And a 14-0 run by the Demons of Natchitoches, Louisiana.
Something inside or something off the dribble. Jump shots when you're struggling just puts you in a deeper hole.
Third seed Iowa had a 14-point lead. And that one is blocked. Retained. Underneath. Thomas. Foul.
Well, Vern, Fat Daddy wants to get this game over so he can have a little din-din. The big fella, tough inside.
This Atlanta bracket first round game, 18 all, 3 minutes to go. Third seeded Iowa with his hands full against the Demons of Northwestern State. And at the line, Doug Thomas, number 23. He is not an adept free throw shooter. 52%.
Yeah, they won't get you to pick sides.
And now they're discussing who's going to shoot the free throws.
Wisely.
Alex Thomas is
stepping in.
That's not a good exchange.
No, he's not too good either. Yeah, he's 33.
So it's going to be Thomas. Senior from Pasadena, California.
Ooh, how about that?
CBS Sportsline is your destination for complete tournament coverage. Get bracket updates, video highlights, and expert analysis for each tournament game at cbssportsline.com.
Boy, those look like J.J. Redick, huh?
Didn't look like a 52% free throw shooter.
A little three-quarter court pressure now. Must rebound out of this.
Jumper from the corner, dead-eye.
How about that? This kid, Wallace, I mean, he's got some talent. Very good. They've got a lot of good players on this team. He's got some range. Gives it up on the break as well.
He's another one from those large towns in Louisiana. He's from Heflin, Louisiana. Population 245.
Are you suggesting we could be big in those type of towns?
Yeah, we'd be very large, Bill. 2:20 to go.
Now look at this pressure, the switch. They covered.
3 on the shot clock. Off balance jumper off the front iron. Chased down by the Demons. Tyrone Mitchell, underhand dish. Bring it back outside. Clifton Lee, right side. Rogers was open.
He was. They took too long to get it to him.
In the corner. Short. The defense supplied by Alex Thompson. Timeout. Iowa. They trail by 1.
Their quickness has them.
Yeah.
Their quickness has them mesmerized. I know. And then Lee shows, and then they switch back.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. Oh, you're not going to put that up, are you?
Of course we are.
No. No. No.
We keep you abreast of all that's going on in the NCAA tournament. Here's our tournament summary. Last night, Wolfgang Rafferty of Pacific was held to 1 rebound and lost to Boston College. The Big East is 0-3. Any relation? There's a missing R there.
Well, with those numbers, it could be related, but God bless them. Just to be in it would be a delight.
Well, our research staff goes to, we hold nothing back.
And the Big East struggling.
And they are, really.
Texas A&M putting it to the Cuse. Again, the deep shot. They make it. Wow. Knockdown nylon by Haluska.
Haluska had Allen in his face, but he made the 3. That is the first field goal in 10.5 minutes. And Allen, blocking foul, yes.
They were going to go the other way, but that's what he does beautifully. Shapes up in the lane, uses that wide frame, almost Charles Barkley-like, and a little bit of a pratfall there too, but the big body, if he touches you, you are going to move.
Well, he's listed at 6'7", 255. He's already got his degree in electrical engineering, and the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFL, among other teams in the National Football League, have indicated an interest in him.
Who comes to mind? I mean, a lot of basketball. Cornell Green, I guess. You did
Antonio Gates.
Yeah. That's supposed to see his alma mater. And Pete Chen, too.
Yeah.
You did those games when he was down in Dallas.
That's a transition that a lot of people have made. Kent State, of course, will play here at the Palace of Auburn Hills against Pittsburgh later tonight. That's the alma mater of Antonio Gates, the great tight end of the Chargers. Allen, he is a body out there.
It is a little different mentality, though. Football and basketball. I don't care how big and tough you are. You're going to get a pounding every single play.
Northwestern State scratched back into this one. There's a deflection. They get the ball into the hands of Rogers. Off the glass, no.
I'll tell you, Rogers just terrific on the defensive end. It's amazing. They cover ground and make a pass tough, put the hands up. A slip by Thompson to the rim. If he didn't put his hands up, that would have been a basket for Iowa.
Haluska will go to the line at the other end. 1:03 to go before the break. Steve Alford in his 7th year as the head coach. Haluska from Carroll, Iowa. 9 points already.
And speaking of athletes, did a great track and field performer his high school days, transferred from Iowa State.
High school track, 3-time state champion in the long jump, twice the champion in the 100 meters, twice in the 200 meters, and just for good measure, he won the state championship in the 400 meter one time.
By the way, and held a full-time job as well.
25-22, 63 seconds to go. But Northwestern State has clawed back into this and made it a ball game. They were down 18-4.
And without Lee, he was putting it on the floor. Nice footwork by the big fella Hansen.
They tried the backdoor cut. Horner got there. Here's Haluska at the other end, and a foul.
Lee couldn't get his. He was going to try and slip behind. Not a good foul, but good read in the backcourt. Horner spots him, sees it, and delivers. And look at the ability to get out. Everybody, 3 yellow shirts in the lead there. And this is where Haluska, I think, is tough. He's pretty strong. Felt them on the rear, able to control it as well.
All of a sudden, toward the end of the first half, Iowa catches fire. Here's Rogers. Adjusts. He'll go to the line. Alex Thompson.
How quickly they get down the floor, though. Rogers, one of those guys that generally sets up in the corner, but he can put it on the deck and get into the lane as well.
Rogers gets 2. 39.8 to go. 68% free throw shooter. Mike McConaughey goes back to his bench. Colby Bargeman, number 33, is on in place of Jermaine Wallace, number 23.
Steve Alford took that timeout, and offensively they didn't step it up considerably, but defensively they did. And of course, that's their strong suit too. They've been getting back, make it a little tougher go. Force the half-court set by Northwestern State.
Keenan Jones on for Luke Rogers for the Demons of Northwestern State. Inbound. Yes. Now Tony Freeman, number 11, guarded by Tyrone Mitchell, number 3. Final 25 seconds, first half of play, 28-24.
Horner really keeps himself busy. Usually he's without it and at the receiving end. And a little stagger for him.
3-second difference, shot clock, game clock, 5 on the shot clock. In the corner, Horner. Short, Hansen. Whoops. And the shot clock violation. Nope.
They're going off the floor. They got some time. Northwestern State thought that was the end of the half.
I'm looking at Mike McConaughey, and he had this sheepish grin on his face.
He was probably going to go over to another radio interview.
He did the radio interview live with Patrick Netherton, the radio broadcaster, 10 minutes before the game started. That was really funny. He was on his way. Well, Mike McConaughey's team, the champions of the Southland Conference, down 18-4. They scratched right back into this. Halftime at the Palace at Auburn Hills. Let's check it out statistically in the first half. Amazing difference the first 7 minutes and the last 13 for each of these two teams. And Bill Rafter, give me your overall impression of what you saw?
Well, if I'm Iowa, I got to be concerned. We're not running our offense. If I'm Steve Alford, we're not screening well. We're not getting free. We're not slipping to the basket. I think the team speed of Northwestern State defensively has been magnificent.
Iowa did get great play out of Adam Haluska, who was the leading scorer in the ballgame.
Well, here's a guy that struggled a little bit, 34% during the Big Ten tournament. I mean, he's lighting it up. If they can get Horner to match this ability, the run out, the cross-court pass, the solid play of a terrific talent, they would have their hands full. They need Horner and Bruner in particular to step up.
Bruner had no points, 12 minutes in the first half, 2 rebounds, and Northwestern State had 8 different men score. None of them scored more than 1 field goal.
Well, what's amazing, the numbers doesn't surprise you. They're going to play everybody.
Right.
But Lee, for example, not able to ring the bell, one of their more talented performers, but they just do it on the defensive end thus far.
Tyrone Mitchell, number 3, drives, has it slapped out of his hands. It will be Demons basketball, 28-24. This is a Northwestern State team unafraid to play anybody anywhere. They won at Mississippi State this year. They won at Oklahoma State. And any of you who've ever been anywhere near Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater know how challenging that can be.
You better bring in a real good basketball team and you're still going to have trouble. I watched the Utah State game getting ready. They played great up there. Stu Morrill's team, a terrific talent, NCAA team as well. Hawaii, they mixed it up with some biggies, Oregon State, Iowa State.
Well, take a look at this, Bill. This is their non-conference schedule.
It's amazing, isn't it? And of course, these were in Hawaii, and not a good V there, but impressive Mississippi State early in the year. You mentioned Oregon State. This is a confident team with a lot of talent, and they guard. A well-coached team.
Into the hands of Luke Rogers now. He's guarded by Horner. Wow, the dish underneath Allen and 1.
How about that? Blow by from the Windy City with the left hand. You got to get up on it. You know he's lefty. You got to turn him the other way. The little ball fake freezes, and then the power broker able to get to the rim. Boy, Allen just carves up so much territory.
We talked about the negative line for Greg Bruner in the first half. No points, 2 rebounds, 12 minutes. He has now picked up his 3rd foul of the ball game.
Well, that's part of the reason he only played those 12 minutes, but they need him to get and unload people. Here they screen for him, see if they can get him involved a little bit.
In the low post, gets the ball, guarded by Allen.
Nice kick.
Kicks it outside. Henderson puts it on the floor, stripped away. Here's the pass left side, ill-advised. Horner finds Hansen, stripped away by Lee.
Nice hands.
Long pass. Rogers dish underneath. A pump fake and a basket.
Well, they'll keep coming at you. They like to woo-woo, push it up and down. And Lee with magnificent sleight of hands to turn it the other way.
Great second half start for Northwestern State. And we're tied at 28. Here's Horner, little crossover. There's the switch defensively. Quick hands by Rogers. Haluska with the jumper. He's got another one.
How about him? You better stay at home over there. And nice use of the bounce. Even though he got tied up there, Horner. Good analysis.
Haluska has 17. This one a little too strong for Rogers underneath.
Nice job by Eric Hansen. He runs the floor too. Changes a lot of shots.
Nice find underneath by Jeff Horner. Gets it to Hansen, the 6'11 senior.
Well, he ran the floor, got himself deep, prepared himself, and then the strong send it in.
5 quick points for Iowa to break the tie. Early moments, second half. First round Atlanta region. 3rd seeded Iowa and 14th seeded Northwestern State. Allen, lefty this, in and out. And he's fouled, he'll go to the line.
I don't know why Hansen's on his body, but the ability to get yourself free, they overhelp here, which is the tendency of a good defensive team. But right here, the running of the floor, and the big fella takes it up strong. Put a few more pounds on that frame. He's going to hang out with you in the evening. He's got to get just a little bit stronger when you think of the future. Wine and dine with the best of them. Vern Lundquist.
Byron Allen. 1 of 4 now. He's only a 55% free throw shooter for the year. Doug Thomas is back in. The 6'8 senior from Pasadena, California. And Hansen will rest. Allen shoots one more from Leland, Mississippi. About a 4-hour drive from Natchitoches.
A worthwhile trip, by the way.
1 for 5. He's hurt them at the free throw line. Henderson. And a foul called on Lee. Near the end of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevy will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's General Scholarship Fund. America's brand supports America's best, Chevy, and American Revolution. Mike Henderson, Jr., Waterloo, Iowa, into the hands of Jeff Bruner, Senior, Mason City, Iowa.
Bruner doing a much better job, working hard to get this pass.
Double down from Rogers, he goes baseline. There's another trap. And they kick it out. Haluska, no. Rebound, Thomas, no. Bruner chases it down. And he is slapped as he goes up.
That's the personality you're used to. The toughness. And Steve Alford yesterday talked about his footwork, attributing it to his ability to play point guard as a youngster. And then he got obviously a little bigger and stronger.
Now Bruner at the free throw line. That's Lee's third foul. He's not going to force offensively at all. And no move by Mike McConaughey yet to get Clifton Lee out of the ballgame. Yes, here it comes. It's going to be Kerwin Forges coming on. Bruner, one more. Forges on for the Demons.
You lose size, but you get some girth.
A 7-0, 35-30 with 15:52 remaining in this first round encounter. Most recently tied at 28 and then 7 unanswered by the Iowa Hawkeyes. And Jeff Bruner making himself felt here in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, he can be physically imposing, and he's marking his personality on his team. Fouls in the first half probably inhibited him a little, obviously the amount of minutes, but his aggressive play sort of stimulates this team.
Doug Thomas, number 23, goes to the free throw line, shooting 2. Thomas for the season, 52%.
Easy that today.
All these guys that we've mentioned, with the exception of Byron Allen, who've been under 60%, have hit their free throws.
He's on a little bit of a streak now. He's a nice presence when Hansen goes out of the game alongside Bruner.
1 of 2, and the rebound comes down in the hands of Keenan Jones, number 21. So it's Jones and Mitchell at the guards, and here's Kerwin Forges, his 3-guard offense. Into the hands of Colby Bargeman, number 33. Now Keenan Jones has it again.
In a sense, 2 point guards out there with Jones and, of course, Mitchell.
Horner, good job defensively. Nice drive in the paint. Missed shot. Loose ball is tracked down by Mitchell.
Oh, what speed to recover.
Senior out of New Iberia, Louisiana. Little jump in the lane off the front rim. Thomas goes up and grabs it.
With authority.
15:05 to go. 36-30. It was 28 all. And then the Hawkeyes of Iowa, 7 unanswered. Now 6-point margin with 15:04 to go.
And a different hop in the step of Iowa simply because of Bruner. Physically imposing, getting rebounds, playing good defense.
There's the jumper just outside the arc, not there. Bruner has his 5th rebound of the second half.
And boy, did he discard beautifully.
Horner, Jones defending. And Horner's going to go to the line. Now Jeff Horner and Greg Bruner, the 2 seniors, almost like brothers, grew up 35 miles from each other. Mason City and Charles City, Iowa. Jeff Horner, the 6'3" senior. Most outstanding player of the Big Ten. With NCAA March Madness on demand, you can watch live tournament games on your computer outside of your viewing area for free. Sign up now at ncaasports.com/MMOD. 2 for Horner. Substitution now. Dyer is coming back. Alphonse Dyer, number 40. 6'9" senior from Marrero, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans.
You know, having watched Horner for a number of years now, I'm impressed how he can get a middle game going too. Put the ball on the deck, got himself to the free throw line. That really helps you or your team.
Iowa has helped itself, Bill. 11 of 13 at the free throw line, and they lead by 8.
A nice show by Bruner.
Keenan Jones off the dribble. Over Haluska, too strong. Bruner, 6 rebounds now in this half.
And he doesn't make a mistake generally on a kick out. How about the handle by the big fella?
Gets it to Henderson. 14 minutes to go.
Barnesville, really good pressure. You got to move a little bit, as they do for Horner now. Just shake the guy. Nice look.
Horner, Thomas spin off the glass, and there's another rebound for Bruner. Oh, he was so quiet in the first half, and look at his presence here in the second stanza.
You know, it's his personality. I think it just carries people. And he's playing both. He just got banged on that cut by Dyer. Yeah, he's hurt. Not at half court.
Yep.
He's looking for time. Right at midcourt there.
Asking for help, and Mike McConaughey saying to the official, hey, he's hurt. And they still haven't stopped the clock.
Well, there's no question what a sportsman Mike is.
Yep.
I'm really impressed with his attitude about the game.
Now Bruner tries to gather himself. Couldn't tell whether he got poked in the eye or the jaw.
He got a KO him. He's not a TKO guy.
And he tracks down that loose ball.
Look at this kid.
Wow!
Hey, aren't you glad you didn't go out of the game, huh?
Who's hurt?
I lost a couple of teeth along the way, but I got the deuce. Just a magnificent intercollegiate attitude. We talked about his footwork earlier. Just look at this strength to propel upward. And he can discard people because he is so strong. Look at him just whip that ball through, step through, and get a chance for 3.
There it is. And a 10-point lead. Jeff Bruner, who got popped in the face, but stayed on the floor. And his three-pointer helps Iowa to a 15-5 run. 43-33, 12:45 to go.
Nice lob.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And a little late by Henderson trying to help out on the weak side.
Kerwin Forges gets the basket. Let's go back and take a look at how Bruner was injured. The elbow, right? Oh, it's
just legal, though.
Yeah.
He was just trying to get on the other side. And he is banged, but he's one guy. He's not worried about a date on the weekend. He doesn't care what he looks like. He's going to incur your wrath and keep on ticking.
12 and a half to go in this first round game. 43-35. Haluska finds Thomas. Jumper. Nope. Rebound in the hands of Keenan Jones for Northwestern.
Now Bruner and Forges, we should get some action. Look at that, 44 and 22, right here on the foul line. If they go in, call the medics. Pump. And a 3-second
violation.
And that's great defense by Bruner, Vern.
3-second violation.
12 minutes he played in the first half. He's been out for the duration in this half, 8 minutes, and 6 rebounds already. 43-35. The third seed Iowa Hawkeyes hoping to advance in this Atlanta region first round game. Mike McConaughey is going to send 4 fresh players on the floor now. Low post up, Bruner off the glass, good.
Well, he screens for Haluska and then ducks in, begs for the ball, delivered on time. A little kiss release at the end.
9 points and 8 rebounds. All but 2 of those rebounds and all of the points coming here in the second half.
Well, the philosophy espoused by Steve Alford is screen and you get free. And Forges teeing it up deep here.
In and out from beyond the arc. Northwestern State needs something offensively now to stay within reach.
And I think Lee coming in has got to be the guy. He can be forceful offensively and quiet thus far.
Jeff Horner backs it out. Takes the jumper over Dyer. Air ball. Who's there? Bruner.
You know, he set that up. He ducked in on the guy before the shot was taken. This kid understands the game. Position, body strength, the ability to screen, lock yourself. Now this is just gorgeous. Drop step, use the little kiss. Not a bad afternoon, the second half for Bruner. Well, Vern, Bruner looks like you on a night of dancing here, resting a little bit down underneath the basket, but his ability to read and get inside position as the shot is about to be taken. He just understands his body position and how to take advantage.
Well, he's having a sensational second half. 7 of his 9 rebounds, all 11 points in the second half of this ball game. 47-35. Jeff Bruner comes out defensively, and this is Clifton Lee, leading scorer for Northwestern, and having a very tough afternoon. Back outside. Keenan Jones for 3. Oh, do they need a basket?
Oh, they had a good look, too. They're trying to get Lee on track. Look who's out leading the pack. Bruner! Oh, who's that fleet-footed guard out there? The tank in camouflage.
14-point lead. This matches the largest in the ball game. Bruner is 5 for 5 in this half, and Northwestern cannot buy a basket. Greg Bruner's had a big second half. Now let's take a look at Powerade's power in the paint, Coach.
Well, he got gold in Turkey with the U.S. War. This is just perfect position. He understands where to be, and he's such a big frame. But how about this one? The automatic switch. He ends up at the top of the key. The foot speed. Get him the ball out there, would you, Steve? This guy wants to play guard.
And he's going to get a well-deserved rest now. And off the glass, good for Northwestern. Rogers with 2. Luke Rogers.
Byron Allen just pushed Thompson almost out of bounds. I mean, he's a big, strong, tough guy. Very difficult to hold your ground.
Horner and Henderson along with Haluska, Alex Thompson, and Eric Hansen on the floor for Iowa.
And Horner would have...
Oh, what a nice speed underneath.
How about the reaction, too? That's the foot speed. Allen down there as well. Little cat and mouse on the baseline, and you can see Leach is blind to the ball. It's pretty tough, but just the recovery is incredible. Step and go, and all of a sudden what used to be a layup in practice, you can't convert.
Here's Horner guarded by Rogers. Under 10 to go, second half, first round meeting, Atlanta bracket. Third seed Iowa. They jumped out 18-4. Here's Haluska as the shot clock is at 2, and he hits another 3.
A nice presence by Thompson. Gave it up. Boy, he is doing a terrific job. Shot selection by Haluska.
A 15-point margin. Haluska has 20 in the ball game.
Charge.
Offensive foul.
Just right here, the understanding of getting yourself free is very important. But Allen just being extremely physical on Thompson. He'll end up getting pushed under the rim and get a foul on him. He just has to hold his ground.
Pressure applied now by Northwestern. Haluska is 5 of 8 on 3-point plays.
Now Northwestern needs some turnovers to goals. They have struggled against the excellent, nice denial there by Lee. Excellent Iowa half-court defense.
Horner guarded out front by Byron Allen. Crossover, penetration, up, under. Oh, just about got it. Chased down by Thompson. He finds Hansen.
Well, that's one of those, I think Alex may have taken that shot. You know, he's got nobody on him, 10 feet. Unselfish play, but next year he'll be taking at it. I think he's a great-looking prospect, and the coaches agree.
Eric Hansen, a 69% free throw shooter at the line. A 6'11" senior from Bedford, Texas. Had a couple of junior college years at Kirkwood, Iowa Community College. Go to mycokerewards.com/NCAA to play Coca-Cola NCAA Championship Run 2006. Jeff Horner gets a rest.
Now, this is a pivotal time now. They're running the show. Henderson's got to do a good job. Of course, they slide Freeman as well to the point, so the combination has to be solid. Not a good foul here, that far from the goal.
Foul is on Mike Henderson. That's 3 on Henderson.
And Rogers got the ability to go by him. That far out, back off.
Northwestern started the second half. They were down by 4 at the break. They climbed back in and tied it up 28-28, but then Greg Bruner took over the ball game. And it's been all Iowa since that point.
Nice help.
Nice play.
I tell you, he stuck with it. Nice help by Freeman.
7:55 to go. Pressure in the backcourt, the trap. They get it in the hands of Freeman. Bounce pass, and Allen with a little nudge and help. Yeah. Gotcha. Time called. At the half, Greg Bruner, no points, 2 fouls, 2 rebounds. But oh, look at me now.
How about this combination of strength, the footwork, the touch, the kiss, and the speed. 245 pounds, not a bad package. And out of the gate, he has resurrected this offense and defense for Iowa.
Greg Bruner has helped propel Iowa to this 54-39 lead. The winner of this one will get either West Virginia or Southern Illinois. That is our second game here at the Palace of Auburn Hills, hosted by Oakland University in suburban Detroit. Jumper lead. There we have it.
Nope, they go the other way.
We don't have it.
Which way? They got to go the other way. Wait, Allen. Oh my goodness, Allen just threw Thomas to the ground like it was an hors d'oeuvre. A double dip hors d'oeuvre. Oh.
So the basket is good, and the foul is called on Allen for the little nudge.
Oh. He is so strong. Don't invite him to your party. My goodness, those you got plenty of. Look at him underneath. That's just a little bow. Welcome to the party. I'll have the next dance with you, sweetheart. He is a physical specimen. Now, what are they going to call now? Not a flagrant.
Well,
ref's taking a look at this one, and we see it in the bottom part right here. He just lets you know, make room.
Now David Libby is the lead official. He's over having a chat at the scorer's table. The foul is on Allen. The 3-point basket did count. It's 54-42.
And they got the right guy. That's what they were checking on.
See who's going to the line, and it's going to be Doug Thomas, number 23.
Well, in a sense, it's a shame. You know, you get the 3, you get yourself within hailing distance, and now you're giving up 2. The only good thing is the shot, the clock is stopped for you.
This Iowa team has excelled at the free throw line today. They are 14 of 16. And it continues.
How about this guy, huh?
Doug Thomas, 26 of 50 for the year at the line coming in. And he shoots one more.
Steve Alford telling both of us yesterday the offensive execution is what's improved and the defensive execution as well. And this is a different team.
How about Doug Thomas? 5 of 6 today. Well, that's a pretty good litmus test for what this team has accomplished, and another foul called underneath.
Rogers, one of those guys that can make the deep one and put it on the deck. It's a tough match for people. And that's where I thought Lee would be a problem today. A tough match because he's got an inside game there. He's in the background. There's Ben Wallace. Where's that hairdo here in this building with extraordinary success?
Well, let's take a look at what has transpired here at the Palace of Auburn Hills. A 13-point margin. Field goals in this half, 8 of 14. And the rebounding edge significant, don't you think?
And what a solid game by Haluska, huh?
Yes.
He's rebounding as well.
Rogers gets it to fall through. 12-point game, 7:24 remaining. Full court pressure applied by the Demons on the line, and they get it back.
And the coaches applauding McConaughey over there, and I don't blame them. That's what they need, something off the defense. Stop the clock as well.
Mike McConaughey, we mentioned he graduated from Louisiana Tech. He was a teammate of Tim Floyd, the coach. in the mid-70s. Timeout called by Northwestern. 56-44. 7:24 to go. 7:24 to go. Mike McConaughey, 7th year. His dad, his mother are here. His mummer. There's his father, John, who was a big star at Northwestern in the 50s. And actually was a number 5 draft pick in the NBA by the old Syracuse Nets.
There's Al Servey and Ed Conlenbeck, Dolph Shays. How about that?
Lee with another 3.
Mr. Lee, get him going. And right now the pressure, they're not getting free. Oh, well, that was a walk.
Oh, I thought he walked.
He did.
Yes, indeed.
A little stroll.
Tony Freeman got away with it. Now here's Horner across the timeline. 56-47. They've got the deficit to single digits. Under 7 to go.
This is when you're looking for execution. She's a nice play. Heads up.
Scramble for the ball. Held ball. Possession arrow goes Iowa's way.
And Mitchell with the good hands, and Thomas, not the presence of mind. Steve's a little upset. You've got to know who's around you. Know your surroundings.
Iowa ball for alternating possession. Number 1, Adam Maruska. Checks into the Iowa lineup.
6:50 to go. Mike Henderson will inbound the ball for the Hawkeyes. And he's guarded by Luke Rogers. There's Holuska. Big game for Adam Holuska in this one.
He's provided, particularly in the first half. I thought he was magnificent when they were struggling. Down to 4.
Bruner. Foul goes to the line.
Boy, is that taking it to the tin with authority. Woo. And he knew he was looking dead straight at the shot clock coming right to the rim. And he knows they're going to come attack him. And he's ready to take the hit. Bring on all comers. I can take it like a man.
Foul was called on Allen, his 4th. And Bruner goes to the line. It's only the 3rd miss today. 16 of 19 for the Hawkeyes. Hansen back in for the Hawkeyes. Tyrone Mitchell comes back on the floor now for Northwestern.
Hey, you know, look at the way Allen's playing. They were telling us he's a yes sir, no sir kind of guy. Fortunately, he is an imposing figure on a basketball floor.
Well, and McConaughey keeps him on the floor with the 4 fouls. That's really their best hope of getting back in here.
Yeah, you can't question it.
Lee, not there. Allen rebound, up.
I think we Horner on that weak side there, or the opposite side, but that's what that big body does. He may not be tall, but he carves out area and then can explode.
Non-shooting foul. It'll be inbounded by Tyrone Mitchell. Jumper, Lee, not there.
Well, he makes those steps. Yeah, Hansen didn't have room to come down.
Well, first round games coming up. Northern Iowa against Georgetown. Here, Southern Illinois, West Virginia. Oral Roberts, I heard Seth Davis say earlier
Watch
today.
out, huh?
Yeah, he likes them as a 16 seed in that game against Memphis. 6:17 to go in this one. And a 10-point difference in the game. Loose ball, Holuska.
Now, this is when you got to be real tough rebounding. It's crunch time. Guys are going to compete and get after it. You've got to be that much stronger.
Horner guarded by Luke Rogers.
Holuska with the shape up in the lane.
Now the low post, they find Hansen in the paint. He can't hang on. Here comes Northwestern. 3-on-2. Lee. Yes!
How about that run? Very unselfish, and that's his game. He'll either lead the pack, Lee, or he'll drift and be the trail guy and knock down a 3.
57-49, 5.5 to go. They get it to Horner. He loses it. On the floor. Picked up by Northwestern. In the corner. 4-3. Yes!
That's his game, and he's a little bit excited. He's on there. Look at the coach out there. Woo!
Got something going.
Mitchell, we've been saying how talented he is running the team, but look at how he just drifts a little, the nice layoff, and along comes Mr. Lee. at a fortuitous moment. He is a terrific outside shooter. You saw him attack the rim, and all of a sudden they've got a little hop in their step. The defensive pressure, full court, has stirred their interest.
Held to 2 points in the first half. 13 points overall now. He's just one shy of his per-game average. And it is a 5-point game. Bruner with the find of Thomas. Back into Bruner's hands now. Jeff Horner. 5:05 remaining, first-round matchup. Third-seeded Iowa, seemingly in control. They broke a 28-28 tie and got out to a 15-point lead. But this 15-3 run by Northwestern has gotten them back in it, and Haluska can't find the three-pointer. Allen with a rebound.
They doubled the box, a nice kick, but couldn't knock it down.
In the corner, Lee for three. Yes!
On fire.
On the line, it was 2 points.
How about that kick? What a read. And if you're guarding him, this is his game. You cannot leave to help out. Clifton Lee, the hair doesn't get in his eyes on the deep ones.
Demons of Northwestern have scratched and clawed and fought back into this. They were down by 15.
Now, I was better when Horner's off the ball and using screens. Now they got it set.
Bruner, a big presence in this half, and he's fighting with Allen, who's playing with 4 fouls. 5 on the shot clock. Good defense by the Demons. Horner with the jumper. Yes! Wow, what a dagger. 3:55 to go. Jeff Horner's jumper has just put Iowa back on top by 5. 59-54, 3:45 to go. What had been a 15-point Iowa lead 2 moments ago dissolved in a 15-3 Northwestern run, and right now the difference is 5.
And the big thing is the pressure defense has stimulated their offense, and Lee finding the range.
5-point game, Iowa hitting 46% to 36 for Northwestern. Three minutes and 34 seconds to go. It was tied 28-all early in the second half, and then Greg Bruner propelled Iowa to a 15-point lead. The Demons of Northwestern have scratched back, but they lose the ball here to Horner, and timeout is called by the Hawkeyes.
And what a great play by Horner. Got a piece of that, and then got the quick timeout. Solid play by the backcourt leader.
3:31 to go here at the Palace at Auburn Hills. A third-seeded Iowa team leads by 5. Kansas folks are quick to tell you the last time a 14 beat a 3. It was a first-round game last year when the Jayhawks lost to Bucknell. This is the third-seeded Iowa team, the Big Ten tournament champions, with Jeff Horner getting it in the hands of Adam Haluska.
Nice denial. Boy, did they get in the passing lane in beautiful fashion. You mentioned Keenan Jones earlier. That point guard mentality on the one end can play alongside Mitchell, but Iowa have earned 19 turnovers, and they only get 15 a game. I mean, this is just good defensive speed and coverage.
Mike McConaughey going to his bench, as he does often. 10 players averaging more than 10 minutes per game. And he's got fresh bodies out there now with 3:15 to go.
A little flare screen.
Haluska. Bruner working the baseline, and he's fouled by Allen, and that's going to be it. It's not Allen. It is Byron Allen. That'll be 5. So the stalwart, the Husky guy for the Demons, is out of this ball game, having picked up his 5th with 3:05 to go.
Now to reach in, move the feet, but then the reach in cost them. And they went to Bruner, bread and butter.
How costly is that?
Very much so. He's been a force on both ends, carving out area, and defensively just solid, physically imposing against Bruner.
Bruner 4 of 5 at the line today. Rebound, Northwestern. Down by 6 with 3 minutes to go. Off the dribble. Back outside, Luke Rogers, number 12. He's guarded by Horner, as he has been most of the day.
It's got to go through this guy. He can step and shoot, screen and pop out. Wow, Bruner trying to help, opened up and didn't close quickly.
Lee with 2 points at the half, and he has come alive, as have the Demons. He's got 18, 16 in the second half.
The Hornets really had to work hard just to get the ball over the timeline. That has its impact on jump shots.
Horner back outside. Here's Mike Henderson, looks for Bruner. He's guarded by Lee. The help comes from Tyrone Mitchell, in and out. And here comes Northwestern. Trailing by 3 with 2:05 to go. Lee, runner, off the mark. Bruner with a rebound, another rebound.
Oh, he is, whatever he's organized, he knocks it down. Goodness, not the appropriate time as Iowa takes the timeout for a runner.
1:52 to go. Hawkeye timeout. 3-point Iowa lead. Look down at line 4, team fouls. Iowa will be in the double bonus for the remainder. And the possession arrow, Northwestern State, out of Natchitoches, Louisiana, about 60 miles from Shreveport. Young men have acquitted themselves well. 15-1, the Southland Conference champions. And of course, Iowa with 25 wins this year, the champions of the Big Ten.
And coming down the stretch, all the minutes that they play all year long come in handy for Northwestern State. They're a confident group, 1 through 11.
1:48 to go.
That's a tough match right now. You can put on the deck and beat Lee. They're automatic switching. Here's the exchange again.
1:35 to go. 9 on the shot clock. Again, they're going deep in the shot clock. Here's Bruner with the jumper. Off the mark. Tip kept alive. Northwestern, Luke Rogers has it.
You're loving your guards help out on the glass.
3-point game. In the lane, Rogers back outside. Tyrone Mitchell. Underneath. Yes! 1-point game.
What a great look, and right away the press.
1 minute to go. No foul. Now there's a foul. Rogers. His second.
How about this little wraparound look? Just excellent cut. Spencer under the rim, but the point guard running and coach pleading for a checkout.
Again, the double fouls in effect, and Henderson goes to the line. He's 1 of 2 today.
And a 70% shooter as well. Whoever your guard's able to knock these down. Oh, a crawler.
Could use that to go fishing. One more.
A lot of offense and defense exchanges now by Northwestern. Real solid play on both ends by them coming back into this. Oh my goodness, how about those two?
Twice around the world.
Oh. Wow. Most unattractive, but beneficial.
Rogers up and under, he goes to the line.
Boy, that dribble drive is a great pal under duress. Thomas underneath, just having to give it up, but good handle. We've seen him shoot the jumper earlier. This time Luke able to shake it.
That's the 4th on Thomas, and Luke Rogers, who was perfect at the line today, 4 of 4. Will shoot 2. Cool.
And he backed off quickly, too.
Jermaine Spencer back on the floor now for Northwestern, number 1, the 6'7" junior from New Iberia. One-point game. Bruner to inbound.
And this has been a dilemma. They're not cutting well, and it's getting in the wrong hands. He didn't want to give it to Thomas.
No, he didn't.
Free throw shooting.
That's right.
Yep.
Thomas was wide open, the 52% free throw shooter. Bruner opted to take the timeout instead of put it in his hands. That is the last Iowa timeout.
That's a tough situation. You know, there's a lot of guys up there, Vern, and you're inviting the defensive pressure when you bring a lot of yellow shirts into the area, and they're not screening or presenting themselves for the ball in a proper fashion nor quick enough.
Now let's go back to New York while we've got a second and check in with Greg Gumbel. $60. 35 seconds to go. Iowa gets the ball across the timeline. Horner has it. A 1-point game. 4-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. Now Jeff Horner into the hands of Henderson for Iowa. The third seed leading by a point. They've gone deep in the shot clock in recent possessions. Bruner bulls his way in and draws the foul.
What a great call. They had run it earlier in the half. They start Bruner on the foul line, get a back screen, get him to the box, and here he is as he slips in, and he knows he's going to get some contact. Just wanted to get to the free throw line. And they thought it was clean on that side.
Bruner 5 of 7 for the day. Iowa is now 21 of 25 at the line. This is where they will win it if they win it. Timeout called by Northwestern. That's their last timeout. Well, 14.6 remaining in this one. Iowa up by 2, 63-61. What's Mike McConaughey thinking?
Well, you
right
got to
now?
think, plan ahead. What are we going to do when we come over the timeline? If it's made, if it's missed, do we run 3? You know, it's interesting, Vern. Iowa, if they extend the floor, invites a fast-paced delivery. And if you don't just space enough, you turn the man up the floor quickly, you can get a good catch and shoot situation. They also love that high-low. We've seen Lee get a down screen, pop up, or screen and pop out. So Forges is coming in now, who's a pretty good sized individual to set some screens.
Northwestern State is 8 of 21 on threes in the ball game. Lee, all of them in this half, has hit 4 of 6. 63-61 with 14.6 to go. Both teams out of timeouts. Northwestern State with the 10 fouls and Iowa with 7.
And Iowa out early, and I like what Bruner's doing. He's not going to the free throw line.
Just had a thought. Bob Brooks has been involved in Iowa basketball broadcast for 58 years. This is the 51st NCAA tournament game played by the Hawkeyes. It's the first he's ever missed. He's back in Iowa City with the flu. I bet
he's dying.
Can't hang on. And here's Bruner at the free throw line shooting one more. No. A chance for the lead or a tie.
They go to the rim.
For 3, no! Loose ball in the corner. 3 seconds to go.
Yes! Oh my goodness!
At the other end, Haluska off the rim. Northwestern wins. Jermaine Wallace with a 3. An impossible 3.
Incredible. They take a quick early jack. You don't get the rebound. And oh my goodness, the frustration. Bruner in the 3-second lane. Oh, NCAA. It's been an incredible start.
Jermaine Wallace, a senior from Heflin, Louisiana.
And he ends up down. I don't know if he saw it go in, but he knows now. And look at the coach and staff and team. Incredible.
Jermaine Wallace grew up in a town of 245 citizens. You think as a boy, he didn't dream about moments just like that. With 0.5 seconds to go. A 3-pointer to knock third-seeded Iowa out of the tournament and advance Northwestern to the second round.
Mike, was that a set play at the end of the game?
Well, you know, I'd love to be able to tell you that, but no, sir. That's just playing basketball.
Did you feel your team's speed would have this kind of an impact?
I just felt like that because of the way we play, we're always putting pressure on people, that if we believe that we can stay in the game with people, we'll have a chance in the end.
What were you thinking as you set up the end of the game situation your last time out?
Well, we were with Bruner stepping up to shoot the free throw. If he made it, we were going to try to get a three. He misses it, we rebound, and we're trying to get up into our sideline break to be able to get a shot. Didn't work out, but fortunately we were able to get Wallace open in the corner, and he stepped up like he's been doing for 4 years.
Well, a family victory. Congratulations.
Thank you.